Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be answering your questions about YYGS, or Yale Young Global Scholars. So, let's start with the first question, and possibly the most frequently asked questions I got from my previous videos, which is there a scholarship or financial aid? And does the scholarship/financial aid include travel fees? So the first question, yes, there are both a scholarship and financial aid. And the difference between a scholarship and financial aid is that for scholarship, it includes the full program fee and the travel fee. So basically, you won't have to pay for any additional costs that are under the bracket of program fee or travel fee. However, for financial aid, it's more of like a discount to the program fee. Like, depending on how much your family needs it, they would issue like a discount to the program fee. And for both, however, is that you must complete the application, so the application essays themselves, and the need-based application by January 10th. And the results would be announced like mid-March. And on the website, they also said that fundraising is also a super great way to cover additional costs. So perhaps you got some financial aid, but you still need to somehow find a way to get the remaining money. And they said that fundraising for the additional costs are great ways to get cover the costs of either traveling or the program itself. Okay, so the second question is, how diverse is YYGS in terms of nationalities, cultures, and academic interests? So on the YYGS page, like their website, they said that students come from over 150 countries and all 50 states. I particularly liked the diversity of YYGS because you can meet people from so many different places and in so many different circumstances too. Let me explain that. There is family time, which is basically the group of people you would spend most of your time with because they're your family, so every day you would meet up with them. And it's kind of like a fun and happy atmosphere. You guys talk, you guys play games, you guys discuss about lectures, which I really liked. And these family groups are assigned. The second circumstance is dorm suites. I loved my dorm suite. And in most dorm suites, at least for all the girls, I know that there are about like 8 people in one suite. So these people you would see at the end of the day, and you get to spend time with them. And for my suite, because we got along so well, we actually performed at the talent show together. So it was super fun, and I loved all of them. The third circumstance would be like the afternoon courses. So every 2 days, depends, you would have time to learn about something you're interested in, and you get to pick these out by yourself. So mine were basically focused on epidemiology, and there were a lot of people, not only from my family or my dorm, that I met through these courses because it kind of gets switched around every 2 days. So that was also really fun to be able to meet so many different people. And other than those 3 circumstances, you would have some free time, especially when it comes to like dances. There's the dance at the end of the 2 weeks, and also like talent shows and the speeches. There are so many different circumstances to learn about other people and be social. So I think the best way to get to know people, and like different people especially, is to just step out of your comfort zone, talk to anybody and everybody. And yeah. So the third question is, how academically rigorous is the program? I would say that it is as academically rigorous as you want it to be. So you're kind of the rigor setter, if that's a word. So the first big project you're going to do is a capstone project. You're going to culminate it over the 2-week period with a specific group that you could pick, but most likely are assigned to. And this capstone project is not graded, but you have to present it at the end of the 2 weeks. So it's kind of like a participation grade. Everything is a participation grade. But what I found to be really beneficial for myself and my learning was to put in more effort. To put in as much effort as you would if the project was graded. Because the more effort you put in, the more stuff you research, and the more you would learn from the experience. So that's the first thing. The second thing is lectures. So lectures, the more questions you ask, the more you learn from the lectures. So if you just sit there and like passively learn, nobody is gonna say anything about your behavior because nobody is grading your behavior. But you should be independently kind of reflective of your own behavior, and so that you could learn more from the experience. And personally, I put quite a bit of effort to all the different sections of YYGS, and I learned quite a bit. So I would recommend you to put in some effort. So the fourth thing is, are there any opportunities for hands-on research or projects within the YYGS curriculum? As I mentioned before, there's the capstone project that you culminate over the 2-week period. And I found that to be kind of like a research project. So you're assigned to a group, and this group would kind of like, for my group, we talked about the opioid crisis and ways to solve that challenge. Solving global challenges, obviously. That would be like an example of a capstone project, but there are so many different ones. Like, I know there's one about gender and sexuality, there's one about law, there's so many different ones that you could choose from. And the second one is, it really depends on the track you're in. For instance, for SGC, Solving Global Challenges, there's not as many hands-on projects because the hands-on part is basically solving the challenge. So it's like proposing a solution for a challenge that the world is facing. But I know that there were a few courses that my friends were in where they got to go to a museum to like look at the extinct penguin exhibits. So it really depends on which track you're in. The last one is, any tips for admissions? So I think the thing that really helped my candidate building is to emphasize on your passion projects. And it's really important, personally, I think, it's really important to demonstrate that you have a passion for one particular thing. Hopefully it is more specific. Like for me, it would be public health. It would be something medicine related. Okay, no. It would be public health. So yeah, it's not that specific, but it's pretty specific. And most of my projects are surrounded by public health. So I think that helps my candidate building. The second thing is to choose a teacher who knows you for recommendations. There are many times when people think that, oh, I have to find a really prestigious teacher, a really prestigious character to write your letters of recommendation, but really you don't. You just need somebody who knows you as a student and also as a person, so they could better, you want them to provide examples of when you were a great student, when you were a great person. And if they don't know you, even if they're like the president of the United States, it really wouldn't help your application. And yes, that will be the end of the video. Comment down if you have any additional questions about the questions I answered today. And also, I would link down the website to YYGS, so you could refer that if you have any questions or like clarifications you want to find out on the website. And thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.